And welcome back, everybody. U Penumbry Overture. Minule jsme se dostali do téhle třídy. Když je to spíše laborka než třída, ale vypadá to jako třída, ok? Tak box, takže tu nic. Ještě něco, tu je nějaký notýsek. Podle tu už nic není, takže se jdu asi pojat do šachty 13. Vypadá kolko mám baterky skoro půl, takže... Tak... Tak jo, kurva. Božinku. Takže teraz musím dolů, doleva, dolů, druhá doleva a pak doprava. Ty seš taká svině. Teraz. Což jsem si myslel, že pes, že nějaký druhý pes. Jenom dvě rány, to jako vážně. Takže dolů, doleva, druhá a pak doprava. Pes je tam asi bugly. Hello, bye. Jsme jako vážně nevšim. Protože ta inteligence je totálně retardovaná. Tak, šachta 13. Co mě tu čeká? Slyším kyselinu. A co je? Those rocks look loose. I might be able to shift them, but they're more likely to bury me alive. Ale pičovina, pohni. Move it. Že to ani není k tomu dané, ty chuju, to odsuň. Ježiš, tak kudy má teraz. More of those tunnels, I know what that means. I better not stick around here too long. Mám jenom jedny pilulky. Lovely, innit? Kyselina, will that hurt me? Yes, it will. Tak těbe? Tak to ne, kamo, load. Shaft. No já jsem zase tady do piče. Kriste můj. Perfektné. Super. What the fuck? Já jsem se ztratil trošku. Yay, lovely! Oh, yes, I'm here. Fucking move it. Co dostal skrz to? topouka kličnu skrz mapu. Tak to jo teda. Kde? Topouka kličnu skrz podlahu, hej, mě je trefí a miluji tuto hru. Fléry, pilulky a baterie. Jerky, který má absolutně shit. Hey.
My friends lie somewhere near you now. A friend in need is a friend indeed. But a friend that's dead is a poor conversationalist. May they rest in pieces, ruptured, decomposing pieces.
No tak, upřímnou soustrast, Rede, za tvou ztrátu. Tvého přítele, nebo mluvu za mě, já vůbec nevím. The pipes are dry, the whole place is dead, the water that's collected in a shade browner than it should be. Fajn. Co to musí být? Tak, to jsou rations, to nepotřebuju. Oh. Blank note. Piece of paper, blank say, safe for the sneers of dirt. Že tam nic není. To jsem nechtěl udělat. Bodky, každé levé. Jako nechci nic říkat, chce se mi chcať. Čili já si hezky zajdu teraz na vecko. Tak. Jsem zpět ještě s energetiákem. Tu máme něco. Trapped Miner's Final Words. Tak to máme 1, 2, 3, 4. Co prosím? Nevadí. Trapped Miner's Final Words. I write this note in the knowledge that it may well serve as my last will and testament. Myself and 3 other miners have been trapped beneath the main shaft at the surface for what we believe to be 3 days, but with no daylight and increasing dehydration, it's impossible to tell. The only thing keeping us alive is the hope that there could be a rescue team already on the way. We were also positive at the start, but that seems long ago now. Renton was the first crack. Sometime during the first night we all just lay there trying to sleep through the sound of his wailing and sobbing, trying to pretend his problems weren't our own and that he was weak for having given up so soon. The fact was he was dealing with a situation pretty realistically. Our chance of survival gets smaller every hour. Since then he hasn't said much, but the despair that gripped him seemed to have spread through the rest of us like a cancer. We were such fools to ignore the foreman, and he paid for that with his life. When he started putting security code locks on all the doors, we thought he was crazy. There's only us down here after all, so why should we need codes to access places we're all allowed to go? He gave us all code sheets, made us swear to keep them safe. Mine hasn't left my locker more than once. It's still there. Who doesn't get much safer than that? We asked him who we were keeping them safe from, but he never said. It was a pain in the arse is what it was. I had to trek all the way to that crazy biologist's office in the mining room this morning just to check the code for section C. But he obviously knew something about these mines we didn't. Some of the guys started acting weird. Not crazy weird, just not normal. That didn't stop a couple of them being carted off the mainland Europe for physical help. It was no one I knew well until the incident 3 days ago. We were in a chemical storage when one of the guys who has seemed pretty straight just started shouting. It wasn't a normal kind of shouting. I'm not any kind of wordsmith, so I just don't know how to describe the noises he was making. we'll just have to stick with not normal. Anyway, he managed to hurt a couple of guys, damage some equipment before we got him under control. Nothing serious. When we released him, he seemed okay, phased but alright. Didn't really know where he was. Far away look in his eyes. That look, I'll remember that for the rest of my days, even if there aren't many more of them. His pupils weren't dilated, they just seemed to take up more space than should be possible. Black and horrible. Then he snapped and grabbed up one of the high-rated explosive packs. We knew what he intended, saw it in those eyes. Those that could made a run for it, but the guy was already bearing down on the foreman. He didn't have a chance. There were 5 of us who made it out of the exit shaft. Only 4 survived the explosion. The elevator shaft collapsed in on us. Now, if it's anyone's guess how many are still trapped down here. The last thing I saw was those eyes. Seemed like they were staring at me, and me alone. Miles Staten. Toť vše. Moment. Takže on říkal, že si nechal ty poznámky ve skřínce. Což by mělo být tady toto. Že je vůbec nepotřeboval, čili zůstali tu. A že musel jít do biologické té učebny v těch dolech, aby se podíval na kód do sekci C. What the fuck about to-do list? I don't know, but as far as I can tell, there is no code written on it. Smears of dark. Já mám nápad. Tak mě projít, prosím. Ale zdvihni se, chuju. Já mám docela dobrý nápad. Stop. Skoro mi to bylo zletělo do špatné trubky. Skurvené. With the UV light there's some text showing up on a blank piece of paper. The no restorage password 1371. Tak, 1371, teda se můžu vrátit, když do sekci C a otevřít ty dveře. Tak teraz bych se měl vydat doprava, jestli to tak padám. Ne úplně doprava, ale dolů, doprava a po zase doprava. Asi jsem idiot. Minus, pičo! Až po mě nejde. Super. Pro jistotu, kdyby náhodou. 1371. Je to odemčené a jdu dále. Oh, what the fuck is this? Mapa. Takže co tu máme? Sekce B, OK. Sekce B, Incinerator, Chemical Storage, dvakrát, Lake Utukao. Já se asi zajdu do... podívat na ten lake, což je tady. Lake Utukao.
Really, the hunger is becoming rather uncomfortable here. How far away are you? You cannot be far. I am held captive by a wall of stone in the northeast of the mine. As in any drama, there are many roles to be played. You must act the scientist in mixing potions, act the renegade in plots of destruction. On your travels for the tools with which you will fashion my rescue, you may discover the place of my last meal. Be careful. The shiny, solid floor of water is not as solid as it seems. Poor Red was almost swallowed whole. The two foolsy men who plummeted into my domain have long since departed, though not I expect from whence they came. I ate ravenously of biped meat that day, but Red promises feasting only began when the man became pungent, when the stench of life had gone, and only the sweet aroma of decay remained.
No, oka. Si mám dávat bacha tam na něco. Oka. Co to je? Explorer's last will and testament. Jotted down a note just in case. I, Joe Foreman, would like to leave all my personal belongings to my sister May, in the knowledge that she will distribute them wisely. We always used to say, better to die young than to never live at all. I guess we're going to get our wish. I know enough about survival to realize I won't be surviving much longer. John O, my buddy. I just don't know. My left leg is broken in 3 places, and I suspect I may also have shattered my pelvic bone. 3 hours ago, after we set up camp, John O set off to find some usable timber for the fire. When he got back, he was very excited. I couldn't work out what it was that had got him so agitated, but I went along with it all the same. I should have recognized the signs. Soon after, he got worse. He jumped me when I turned away, burying my face in the snow, trying to suffocate me. I still don't know what he found in the ice to enrage him so. Lucky for me, the ground gave way, and we both fell. I landed hard on ice and desperately clawed my way onto more solid ground. I was running on adrenaline, didn't notice the pain. I just knew that if I was going to die, I didn't want it to be in the frozen water beneath me. When you fall into a frozen lake, you don't just drown or freeze to death. Your whole body seizes up from the cold. Every instinct tells you to swim for the side, but your body won't let you. You gradually dip under the surface, your last breath expelled when you fell. But you don't drown there and then. Your body shuts everything down, survives on what strength you have left. You can last for an hour, just floating there, slowly dying. So now I'm lying here, my soaked Gore-Tex slowly freezing me in place. Me on one side of the lake, John O trapped on the other. I'm worried about him. From what I can see from this side, his arm is dislocated, his shoulder blade fractured, and his wrist broken. I can't hear anything he yells, but he looks to be constantly muttering to himself, testing the ice with the crowbar from his back. I don't know how he can stand the pain or where his strength is coming from, but at any rate, something strange happened to him. Fortunately for me, he can't cross the ice. I'll give way under his weight. The only way to cross would be to carefully spread your weight evenly across the surface, and he looks in too much of a rush for that. There's a lot of drugs in my system right now. I have another bottle of painkillers. There's enough to finish the job. I always said I'd rather die pushing the boundaries than drift away in my sleep. I guess I didn't mean that after all. I'd rather gently slip away than die cold or bleeding. Useless, will not entirely, just an old flare and some painkillers. Fajn, takže mám 3 prášky teraz. Fajne. Ale toto je krásné. Slyším ten led. Protože kdo tu nechal ten stůl, ten artefakt a plus tady tuto chatrč? Každopádně si to uložím, samozřejmě. I suppose I can trust these things a bit more. I'm not dead yet, still they must have a purpose. What could it be? No, to kdybych věděl, kámo, tak ti řeknu. It looks solid, but not much. It seems, but not much is that it seemed down here. Won't catch me Tracking across the paths. Tam něco vzadu vidím. Moment, co? Disuse shed, who knows how old it is or what it was used for. Jak to lidi normálně dělali je to, že rozbili tu boudu a brali ty kousky a pak je dávali na to, na ten led. Motherfucker, já to dal na těch píče. Motherfucker, já to zrobil normálně na tom. Já to zrobil na těch prknách. Já vidím ryby. Rybičky. No, to je to. Tak. Teraz to jumpnu na tady toto. Pak na tady toto. Pak na tady toto. Ne. Oh no! Well, I'm dead. Ono to pode mnou sklouzlo, fajn, ne? Tak. A vidím ruku. I did it. No, hledáme se na to. This Gore-Tex glove is high-tech, modern stuff. I really hope there's not a badly attached to it. Jesus, what a way to go. Tohle je asi Johnny O. Čo, dej mi to. No, něco náhodou na to. A mám pilu ještě? Hej! Yeah. Ok. Mám páčidlo. Probably handy if you're trekking through the tundra. There's a name scratched into the metal. Hello, Gordon. Takže Half-Life Easter egg, fajn, ne? Ok, teraz když mám páčidlo, už to asi nic není. Čili se vrátím zpátky tam, kde já jsem přišel. Čili hop, hopity hop, ale hop. A hup, ne, do piče. Fuck me. No nic, s tím, že už tu nic není, tak se vydám do té do té chemical lab, nebo jestli, nebo tam je incinerator a chemical lab. A se pojďme asi do chemické té laborky. Ok. Tak jdeme dál. Co to? Dopi. Yeah. Jde dveře, někdy, to točítko tady. Bum. Nič to ty kokot. Ono, já jsem idiot. Já jsem totální idiot. Skip the shit. Yeah. Don't it.
My brain can barely imagine the feats of action man like heroics you must be performing to save old Red. I am waiting so close now for you to blow down the walls of my earthbound prison cell and release me from this mortal coil.
Jo, neboj se, Reda, tě osvobodím. To je asi nejrychleji, co já můžu to koco točit. There we go. Tak jo, co to tu máme? Chemist's notes. Magnesium, calcium, barium, chloride, phosphorus a sodium. Do not forget it. Badly administered dopamine clouds frequently everything. Samozřejmě, pilulky nikde. Ach joj, tak teraz musím hledat ty pičoviny. Chemikálie. Další. Další. Fléry, ok, teda jsem mi absolutně k hovnu. To je další. Čerky, které mají k hovnu. A další chemikálie. Ok, teda. Ano, něco není náhodou, něco zatím? Ne, ani nad tím nic není. To tež není, to jenom bota. Nic a nic. Ok, takže jaké chemikálie já mám? Takže mám A, B, C, D, E. There should be 6 different chemicals to collect. Já jich mám 5. Aha, tady. F. Ok, takže jak to tu máme? Notes. Chemist's notes. Ok. Badly administered dopamine clouds frequently everything. Badly administered dopamine clouds frequently everything. Takže dopamine clouds, že by dead se? Absolutně nevím. Absolutně nevím. Save. When I use these now, I feel as if I'm not the only one. It's getting crowded in there. Like I'm just one visitor of many. Strange thing is, they all seem familiar. Huh. A já se musím naučit. Kurva. Chased. Tak, teraz asi se vrátím. Půjdu do Incinerator, ale prvně musím najít mapu. Tady. Takže doleva a pak doleva a pak rovně. Doleva a rovně. Is not strong enough to use my hands. I need use tool. Vypáčit? Yes! Got in! We got in!
Where are you, my shiny knight? Have you really made it this far? I wait, and yet the pot never boils. I remain trapped in my den of iniquity. Perhaps the gods have toyed with me once more. Sentenced me to yet more years in this place of eternal nightlight. But now, maybe my ill advice has ended you. Have you run death's doorbell? Please don't leave poor Red all alone once more, like all the others.
Neboj se, Red, já jsem blízko. Potkáme se, pozdravíme se, seznámíme se, ulovíme spolu nějakého potkana, ovaříme si ho na nějakém oleji motorovém. Je čas si zahrát na chemika. This room should serve me as a potion mixer, with the explosive books being my guide. Fuse, ok. Co? Pilulky! Rede, nechci se zpětovat? Takže dám tady. Tak. Tak. Knotek. Jo, explosive book. Co já potřebuji udělat? A tady. Copenhagen to nechci. Explosives book. Okay, Black Match Fuse. Backstream to nechci. Dynamit to nechci. Josef Wilbrand. For you and the potential this was because the difficulty making it explode and thus the detonation in a compression to dynamite. The main advantage was discovered by the German Navy, who employed TNT's relative explosive stability in order to cause massive damage to British warships. Their torpedoes could be detonated inside a ship armor rather than exploding on contact as did other shells. God, že to nepotřebuju. Red Phosphorum a Barium. Armstrong's mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnics, referenced by those knowledgeable enough to stay away from it as death's mix. It is incredibly volatility make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. Reinforced from barium, okay, this mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize risk to the chemist. Sulfur can substitute for some or all of the barium. To slightly decrease sensitivity. Okay, takže sulfur. A co tu bylo to? Chemist note, sulfur. Sulfur nemáme, to mám barium čistě. Čili já nevím. C, F. Momentík. V jakém pořadí je barium? V jakém pořadí je to barium 3? Dopamin. Čili barium je fialové? Myslím, že to je červené. Tak, ještě si to musím zapálit, aby to fungovalo. Já jsem to udělal. Ani nevím jak. Bo to bylo D bylo barium a červený fosforum. Já jsem myslel jako, že fosforum, jak se to vyslovuje, že tam je F, tak F prostě a červené prostě red fosforum, červená barva. Já to udělal a teraz musím být úplně opatrný z toho důvodu, protože pokud se toto dotkne něčeho, tak to velice bouchne, což já nechci. Čili já si musím dávat teraz velký pozor, kam já s tím jdu. Tak. Máme to, čili teraz mám toto ještě. A čas zapalit knotek a já jdu pryč. Ej, a je to. Rede, kamaráde, už jdu za tebou. Už jdu za tebou, Rede. Wow. To jsou teda dveře. Rede, kaj seš? To jsou nějaké dveře, zkusím tady. Zamčené. Co tady? I can get hold of it. I need something to lever it open. Moment, a teoreticky můžu použít ještě to páčidlo. Ale potřebuji najít Reda prvně, takže... To ještě musím projít, on tu někde musí být. Rede! Rede, kamaráde, kaj si? Rede! Rede?
Good evening. You actually came. There is much that should leave my throat box now, but words elude me. You came, you are so pretty, but I am bad. The underworld already beckons me, so I suppose one further misdemeanor will change me. It is false pretension and not guiding light with which I have led you here. I cannot give you the answers you want. You may wish to find what it is you seek, but that is a fiction. You cannot know what it is you sought through the vast leaden doorway, or else you would seek anything else in the world. No, the key stays with me in here, so the life that has led me, horrible as it may be, is better still than the life that waits for you, hungry behind those doors. As replacements go, you shall be admirably abnormal. But you must wonder why this metal burning chamber is talking to you in a voice you knew only as Red. For it is I, your companion, residing within. You see, I have waited for this day so many years. They won't let me die. They have parts of my head are not my own, and I cannot take my life. It is against the rules. Please, the pain has gone on for so long. All I wanted was a friend, but now the time for chit-chats and marshmallows by the fire is ended, and I hope that soon so shall my life. I have knocked on the death's door for so long. Please, let him invite me in for tea.
Rede, kámo. Pojďme ulovit nějakého potkana, udělat si ho na oleji, já to chci zkusit, ty jsi v tom odborník, no tak Rede, nebuď blázen, no tak. Why would Red want me to kill him? Why like this? What can I do? Kámo, Rede. Rede. Supply pipes. Rede, kámo, ne do pičoviny, pojď, vylez odtamať a pojďme ulovit potkana nějakého. Řekni mi něco o sobě, prosím, Rede. Please, body. Rede, prosím, no tak. Nedělej to, kámo. Tohle není nutné. Toto není nutné. Fajn. Když mě ignoruješ. Tak a teda tobě splním toto přání. Pozdravuj smrtku, prosím. Red, I'm sorry, whatever happened to you down here, it's over now. Redův klíč. All the remains of my only friend down here. Ani se nevyzkoušel toho potkana na oleji. Jinak co je toto vůbec za incinerator, když tu jsou ty pičo, vole, masové ty háky? Boha můj, Redův klíč, alespoň můžu zkusit ten klíč na tam ty dveře. O, jo. Mohu rozbít ty dveře? To asi nepůjde. Škoda. Poor Red, I'm so sorry you're at peace now. I can see Red now, sitting here guiding me. I probably wouldn't be standing here now if it wasn't for him. Why did he have to leave me down here alone? Redek, sakru. Co to je? Young Red's predicament. My dearest friend, how are you? I'm as well as can be expected. I have some sad news though. A few days ago there was some kind of collapse, and some of the ceiling of the cave fell in on me. What scares me is that I was in an off-limit spot of the mine. They may not look for me here, but if they do and they find me, I'll be in so much trouble. But I don't think I have to worry about that, because I'm not sure I'll be getting out of here. I don't mind so much. I've been working in a mine for about 3 weeks now, and I'm really proud that I can send money home. But it's pretty tough work, and so far, you're the only person that's really been nice to me. Plus, I have some nice company down here. There's some friendly, kinda creepy crawlies and some books I brought from home that I was taking to the rec room. If you think about it, I was really quite lucky I had all this stuff with me. Otherwise I'll be bored stiff. As it is, I have Shakespeare, Brandt, Nietzsche, a perfect bedtime reading. Although I suppose I may be trapped here long enough that I have to read them twice. I always used to ask my mom how long people survive without food and things. I read how some people can survive underwater for over 5 minutes, and some people last in the desert for weeks. But she always said you had 3 minutes of air, 3 days of water, etc. I suppose I'll probably find out soon enough. I guess if I had to, I could find food around the place. Like I said, there's all sorts of creatures here, but they're better off as my friends than my lunch. I wonder whether I shall starve to death or go crazy first. Neither sounds too much fun, I guess, but if I had to choose, I'd say I want to go mad. It sounds like an adventure. Tom Redwood, proper mine worker, December 1970, age 14. Jemu nebylo ani 15, 14 mu bylo. Redovi bylo 14, jak tu byl. Bože můj. What the fuck is this? Leaving out how Red managed to catch and kill this thing. It's quite clearly inedible. Poor guy must have been close to starving to death. No to si piže, jo, ty vole. Fucking hell, that's disgusting. It smells like a sewer. How did Red sleep on this? Maybe he just didn't sleep. Pod tím nic, různé časopisy. Tuhle další. Oh hej, máte fakt tady. The chains on his arms are visible now. Not there out of choice. Father looks on aghast. He clutches some notes, shaking hands. He knows what has come. What the man has released. The only one who could stop it. Howard knows the real fear. There, it's me. I'm inside that box. And outside it, I don't. I can't get things straight in my head. O, ještě tu máme jedny dveře. Pane boha. From the stench, I think this may have been his toilet. No wonder he was getting hungry. What a final meal. Rationed slugs. Still knowing Red, perhaps he enjoyed them. Yeah. Tak Toto, yeah. How many hours did he spend with his neck in this noose? Just trying to end it all. Bože můj. Maybe running out to the door. Tak. Elektrika nefunguje teraz na ty dveře. To zase ani nevěděl, že jsou elektrické. Kolik mám ještě baterky dost málo, tak si dám glow stick. Beauty parade. Boha Rede, proč jsi stolal to oko? Proč tu hubu? Boha můj Rede. Ale tu na knížek jako, fakt že jo? No nic Rede, odpočívej v pokoji. Byl jsi skutečný přítel, no ne skutečný, ale byl jsi dobrý přítel tady. Pro mě. V mých nejtěžších časech, když jsem tu sešel. Teraz je třeba jít dál. As I stepped into the mouth of the underground facility, there should have been questions, fears, doubts running through me. Instead, I was torn in two. Part of me I felt had died, along with my only ally and friend. His final words had raised more questions than they answered, and I couldn't get his screams for help out of my head. Despite knowing deep down that the pain I had caused Red was itself all the help I could have offered him, I was alone again. But I had nothing to do, other than press on into the unknown. If I had felt so bad about Red, I should have listened to him and stayed where I was. I would trade his fate 100 times for my own. The other side of me was looking forward to what might await me in my continued journey. I felt sure that I would soon find some clue or other to my father's fate, and that he was inextricably linked to everything that was happening. I also couldn't help but suspect that everything I had seen up until that point was just symptomatic of whatever lay beyond the threshold. I know now I was right. Ooh. Welcome to the shelter. Welcome to the shelter, established 1973. Elevated caste 4, chief staff 6, lower caste 39, temporary 8, totální populace 57. Key members Chief Officer Wilbur Frisk 80, present Brent Frisk, Chief Chemist Neil Oswald, Pierre Petty to Chief Xeno Officer, to be added Richard Archbrook, RIP 92. To jsou asi roky, ve kterých umřeli, asi. Excavation unit to be added. Technology unit Darren Gray, Rod Smith, away team MIA. Head Chief Benito Carlo, Chief Translator Howard LaFresque, že toto je můj tata. Less updated 18.2.00. Wait a moment, tohle bylo updatováno teďkom? Please have your identity documents ready. Wait a moment, bylo tam něco víc? Ne, please have your identity ready, okay. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Come on. What the fuck? The door's locked. It seems like. The fuck? Trka mi nefunguje, ale glowstick ano. Zamčeno. Zamčeno. With that, the man who had first descended into the mine was no more, and so began my next chapter. To be continued. Ty vole, oka. Zatím? Super! Tahle písnička se mi líbí úplně moc. Pěkná písnička. Miko Tarmia udělala jste fajnou song. Fajné songy, fajný soundtrack. Každopádně já nevím co říct. Užil jsem si svůj čas s Overture. Byly si se časy, kde jsem prostě se posral doslova. No ne doslova, metaforicky. Jinak já nevím co říct. Já pochybuji, že Penumbra _overture.com ještě žije. Ještě existuje teda. Každopádně asi po Overture budu dělat rovnou Black a pak po Blacku udělám Requiem. Čili doufám, že jste si tuhle hru užili, stejně tak jako já. Pokud ano, dejte like, pokud ne, tak klidně dislike. Pokud byste mi udělali trošku radost a úsměv na tváři, tak prosím mají odběr. Moc by se mi to líbilo, zahřál by mě to srdíčka. Klidně i pozdělejte, ještě to jsem zapomněl zmínit. To by bylo ode mě vše. Mějte se. Uvidím vás u Penumbry Black a čau.